Hello everyone, welcome to another Modest Musings. My name is Fear Dragon, and today's topic is going to be about the little things you can do in life that make a big difference in someone else's life. Let me give you a quick example. So let's say that you are let's say you're day 9. All right, this is the easy one because this is like a real world example for me. Day 9 or Tosis or In Control or someone, and someone tweets you something funny. You favorite that tweet. Cool. What's the amount of time it takes to favorite a tweet? Less than a fifth of a second? Like, I guess you have to read the tweet, so we'll count that in. So let's say 2 to 3 seconds. Uh, that's a pretty small amount of time. That's nothing in the chunk of your day. And what happens on the other end is that person sees day 9 favorited my tweet. Now, not everyone's going to be like this. Not everyone's going to be a complete fanboy like I am. But still, to this day, even now, when day 9 occasionally will favorite a tweet or something that I've made, my heart skips a beat. I feel happy. Like, I just feel a little bit happier and more elated for... I mean, sometimes, depending on the tweet, it could be like 5, 6 hours. It could be a day. Sometimes it'll just be like maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes or something. But of course, like I will tell you, the first time he did it, I was like, oh man, like I feel so special. Tasteless does the same thing. He like favorites a tons of tweets and everything. And it's just small little things that you can do. And I think that these kind of things, even if you're not like a big name like Day 9 or whatever, there are these small things throughout the day that you can do to make people's lives just better. The amount of investment it takes from you to have an impact positively on someone else's life is so minimal. It's astounding. Another good example, you go to Starbucks or something, you go to your favorite coffee shop or Pete's Coffee, wherever, and just complimenting, hey, like the person at the register, hey, like, I like your hat, or I like your haircut. It looks really good, or something like that. Doesn't matter, who they are or whatever, like just saying something nice, or even just to someone in line, you just say like, hey, I really like your jacket. Cool. That's it. Doesn't have to be weird or anything. You don't have to be like, hey, I like your jacket. No, you just say like, hey, that's a really cool jacket. Nice. I know I actually feel that way because I've only played like maybe under 20 games of Overwatch in my life, but the Overwatch jacket looks awesome, so I own it and I wear it all the time. But the Overwatch jacket I wear just throughout the streets, and people will randomly just be like, "Hey, nice jacket." I think that happened yesterday. Like I like stopped to tie my shoes in like a grocery store, and someone was like, "Hey, nice jacket." I'm like, "Yeah, awesome," and I felt good about myself because I'm like, "Yeah, someone else thinks that this jacket also looks awesome." They clearly think that I have some good taste and they're like a fellow gaming fan. Like, hey, that's cool. I feel better about myself and I feel better just in general. Even if I was actually having like a pretty rough day. Like I was struggling with some of the stuff that I was working on at work. I was just at like the grocery store for lunch and it made me feel better. It was such a small thing, literally just saying, hey, nice jacket. But there are these opportunities all over the place for you to do this. And this includes in, for example, StarCraft or whatever games. You actually, one of the biggest things that I think I would really, really wish that more people did is that after they lose, because I think it's very hard on the internet to come across as not being sarcastic in certain some situations or something, or being a complete asshole. So it's a little bit harder to do this when you win. But when you lose, just instead of raging and everything, someone's feeling kind of good about the win. StarCraft is a very difficult, challenging game. Everybody, almost everybody knows this. If you have the capability, after you lose, if you feel like someone did something really well, just before you exit the game or like after the game, message them and say like, hey, that was some really nice mutus harassment. Nice job. You totally caught me off guard. Something like that. And try to not sound sarcastic about it. Try not to sound like, hey, nice muta harassment. You're a real pro. Like, obviously, try not to do something like that. But, yeah, there are these opportunities everywhere. And I think that if you find you do this more and more with people, there's a little bit of a, paid forward kind of mentality to it where you'll try and do it for other people, and other people will hopefully end up doing it to you when you are really just having a super shitty day, and it would make a difference to just have that small little uplifting comment every so often. But I guess the other aspect of this is it makes a huge difference if you're open to these kinds of things as well. When someone does compliment you on a nice haircut or something, just a total random stranger says, "Hey, I really like your haircut," or something like that. Be open and just indulge yourself in that. Be happy about it. It's awesome. Uh, you have a right to be happy. Just some total random stranger thinks that you have a nice jacket. Like, cool, you have good taste. You look good in that jacket. That's also what they're saying. If someone compliments you in StarCraft, like, try not to take it. I mean, try to be open to thinking it's not just a sarcastic comment. And think of it as, oh, yeah, like this person is actually legitimately complimenting me on my play in this really, really difficult game. You've probably worked hard at StarCraft, and you've probably worked hard to like get your skill level to that point where you can do that thing that was difficult to do. So yeah, anyways, feel good about yourself and consider taking a little bit of time out of your day, just like the teensiest bit of time out of your day, to do something nice for someone else and make them feel good about themselves. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, I'm going to be casting Kings of the North. By the time you read this, I will be at work, and then about 12 hours later, I will be on a flight to Toronto. Kings of the North doesn't begin until Saturday. It's Saturday and Sunday over on twitch.tv/ESChamp. Please, please, please tune in for this. It's going to be so hype. It is probably like the epitome of NA StarCraft, honestly. There's events like, you know, Montreal and all this other stuff, and they are super duper awesome. Like, you have the international scene and everything, but this is the biggest North American StarCraft event. The only kind of competition is Cheesadelphia, which is biggest in a different sense. Kings of the North really focuses in on some of the absolute top North American players and gets them out there. Whereas Cheesadelphia has this really big breadth of North American players and gets them out there and has them compete. And they're also kind of bumping up in terms of the players that they're bringing in and everything. But Kings of the North, Cheesadelphia, both two awesome events. Kings of the North is one happening this weekend. It is just unbelievably insane. I mean, we have Neeb, we have Scarlet, we have Masa, we have Jon Snow, we have Semper, we have Jim Rising. It's going to be great. Those 6 players are going to be duking it out. We're starting off with Scarlet versus Masa. Like, how the hell can you even not just be excited about that, elated about that? Scarlet versus Masa, holy cow. Winner of Kings of the North number 1 versus winner, and 1 and 2 versus winner of Kings of the North number 4, I believe. As this is, no, wait, hold on. Am I doing this right? No. Winner of Kings of the North number 1 and 2, yeah, versus winner of Kings of the North number 3. That's correct, yes. That's going to be really awesome. Jon Snow versus Neeb. A lot of people will look at that and be like, oh my god, this is like the easiest tournament ever for Neeb. But Neeb has been dropping maps to different players. And while he hasn't dropped a map to Jon Snow is Mr. Consistency. And he has been doing phenomenally well lately. And while I would definitely paint him as an underdog, this is like a really interesting story here about the guy who's just been consistently coming up through the scene for 5, almost 6 years at this point. Versus the guy who, yeah, he played Terran for a while and all that good stuff, but for the most part, he has not put in nearly the amount of time in terms of years for StarCraft that Jon Snow has. He may have been practicing more for sure, but he's definitely just kind of like meteoric rise in the scene of StarCraft compared to just the guy who has been literally the slow, gradual grind of getting better in StarCraft. And Jon Snow has finally made it to kind of like the top 5 NA players. But he's got to feel something about facing off versus this prodigy, this talent for Neeb. It's going to be so interesting. Of course, you have Semper versus Jim Rising, the 2 players that are like both kind of have this huge potential to get really good in StarCraft, especially Semper. But Semper's really busy with his law degree and everything. Jim Rising's been busy, you know, getting into casting and all the Mexican streams or like the Spanish streams and everything. So it's super duper interesting. That's happening in the lower bracket. I hope you guys decide to tune in. I'll be casting with Zombie Grub. They'll have No Regret there as a desk host or in like an analyst desk host. You'll have Penguin and Steadfast there to provide the expert analysis. It's going to be great. I'm so excited about it. So I'll see you guys there. Hopefully, if you are there, be sure to stay high. And yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Keep StarCrafting.